What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome to another edition of Broncos Daily with your host, Kurt Valenti. Before we get into the show today, just like to ask you guys to please like, subscribe, comment throughout the show. We will get to viewer comments at the end of today's show and shows going forward. And get some of your other Bronco people. Let's get some more Broncos country onto this show. Again, have them leave comments, subscribe, check back for all kinds of news, rumors. This is the off season now. We're getting rumors by the day, not only Denver Broncos, but from other teams that impact the Denver Broncos. So, let's start with a little information today. And, there was news out of Kansas City that the Kansas City Chiefs have restructured quarterback Patrick Mahomes' contract, which opened up, I believe it was over 43 or around there, $43 million of cap space for Kansas City. So, why does that matter to us? Right now, we roughly are going to have around they're saying $30 million in cap space. But should we go and get more, cap space? Every year when people say, and I've always believed this, that this team isn't going to have cap space, this team's going to have this amount of cap space. That can always change. That can change on a dime. A lot of these teams can do whatever they want with contracts, to make room, to get money available, with cap space and stuff like that. And so can our Denver Broncos. So we're not locked into, having $30 million, $40 million. It's a nice way to start, right, without doing anything. The past 2 years, we've had all this dead money where we weren't able to bid and, bid on the better players in free agency. Now we are, and we can do more, right? So let's look at a couple of players. And again, give me your thoughts on, would you want to restructure them? And then I'll get to a player about, do we cut this player to get more money? And we'll get to that next. But let's start with some players, right? Quinn Miners. Again, all-pro, not just Pro Bowl player, but an all-pro at the guard spot. Again, with a little restructuring there, the Broncos can save roughly another $10 million, right? Like, that's a big chunk of change, $10 million, when we want to be able to go get a running back, go get a wide receiver, be in the tight end room, right? Maybe in a linebacker. So Quinn Myers is one guy we can look at. Number two, Hafunga, right? Again, great signing last year, probably our best free agent signing, not just last year, but in the past couple of years. And again, with a little reconstructing, we can, the Broncos can save $7 million for him. Jonathan Cooper, another guy where I believe, on the books for $12 million next year after he got his extension. But, down the line, again, if we need money, instead of saying, hey, let's put all this $12 million cap hit next year for the 26-27 season, we can restructure, move it down a couple years. We know he's going to be here. He does have a bunch of that guaranteed money, but we plan on Jonathan Cooper being here. So, hey, if we have to move it a couple of years to get some more impact players, let's do it now. Let's do it. And then two more, DJ Jones and Mike McGlinchey. There are options that we can have, right? And again, I've always said this with the Walton and Penner group, and we've seen it. They're willing to, move some of the salary cap space and deals and money and, up to money up front, right? More of a guaranteed contract. So the Broncos have a lot of flexibility, right? We're not talking, we're still, is Cortland Sutton a candidate and stuff like that. So the Broncos do have opportunities to do it. And, another player we'll talk about in a second is Ben Powers. But, don't, when you hear, oh my God, Kansas City has all this money and, look what they just did. Like, we could do a lot of that too. And I think we will do it. And it depends on, what we're after and what we can get ourselves into. If we really do want to dip into this running back room and pay, 8, 9, 10, 11 million per year, yeah, we might have to restructure some guys, but we can do it. We have a great base of around 30 million, a little more than 30 million, but we can go into that now, into our, restructures to get more money. Same thing with the wide receiver room and the tight end room, right? If we want to be involved, we will be involved, right? Not just with what we have. So I guess the moral of the story is this. Don't just look at what this team's doing, that team's doing. We're going to have more than $30 million, especially if we want to. If we want to be involved, we will be involved. But again, just names to watch: Quinn Miners, DJ Jones, Mike McGlinchey, Hufanga, Jonathan Cooper, Ben Powers. Leading into Ben Powers, there's been talk about not just, restructuring Ben Powers. What about if they just flat out cut Ben Powers, right? So Ben Powers, the Broncos, left guard, big free agent signing, first year of Sean Payton. So what is that, 3 years ago? Has been a mainstay at the left guard position, came over from Baltimore. And he's done a good job. He hasn't done, I'm not going to sit there and say he's done an exceptional job, be one of the best guards in the league, but I mean, he's probably up there. Problem last year, he did get injured. 9 games without him. Let's give a shout out to Alex Polchevsky, who filled in brilliantly for him, right? We didn't really miss a beat. But we're spending money on this left guard, and Ben Powers should be playing. So what's the deal now if we cut him, if we restructure? If we restructure, we save roughly around $7 million. If we cut him before June 1st, it's a little over $8 million. If we cut him post June 1, after June 1, it gets to almost $13 million. Again, big chunk of, money. And again, I am willing to do this if, we like Polchevsky. We're going to extend him and sign him to another deal and bump his salary up. He's making very low, not much money in the league. But if we have confidence in Polchevsky and he's going to be our left guard, and this is the key for me, because again, I just don't want to give away an NFL starting left guard. Who are we getting, right? Are you going to tell me we're going to go get a top wide receiver and a top running back with this money? Then I'm doing it, okay? Then I'm doing it because it's something we have to do. So if you're going to say, and again, we're just going to throw names, George Pickens and Breece Hall, yeah, I would give up Ben Powers for that. But I don't want to give up and cut Ben Powers if, that money is going to be used on a backup safety, right? And a backup defensive tackle. Again, we are in, where we are right now is win now, Super Bowl championship now. So if we're going all in and we're going to really say, listen, we're putting the final touches on this salary, and I want to go get these, this stud receiver and this stud running back, then I would think about it. But otherwise, if we're not going to go in and be active with top of the line free agents, then no, I don't want to throw away our left guard. Again, Polchevsky did a nice job, but we have not seen that. What a whole year looks in him. We haven't seen what defensive coordinators now with film on him are going to do in another year of a starting. So let me know what you guys think, Broncos country. Again, I'm not against it if we're going to be active and really going to get top of the line free agents, but I just don't want to give him away either. I just don't want to cut him to say we have a little more money that we're going to get depth with. I mean, this is a starting left guard in the NFL. They're not easy to find, very hard to find. So, again, give me your thoughts. And, again, I'm doing it, but I would only cut him and think about cutting him is if I'm going to be actively involved in the top free agents, especially in the skill positions. Talking about skill positions, news came out that one of the, I would say, premier wide receivers over the past 10 years, Mike Evans out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is coming back. Officially now is going to come back for his 13th year, 32 years old. But he's not going to come back to Tampa. His destination is unknown, meaning he's going to be an unrestricted free agent, something I love when we talk about unrestricted free agents. Let's go. Let's put our money. Let's go. Let's start getting involved. Let's dip into this, and let's go get this talent. Last year, he missed 10 games. Still 30 catches, 368, 3 touchdowns. He has 11,000-yard seasons. Last year was the only season he did not have 1,000 yards, and obviously he missed 10 games. Over 13,000 yards and over 108 touchdowns in his career. So, do we jump in on this? Do we not jump in on that? Again, I have to see what's going on? What's George Pickens? What's Justin Jefferson? What's Jalen Waddle? Mike Evans would not be my flat out first choice. Would I mind him on our team? No. Because again, he's still an upgrade over Troy Franklin. He's still an upgrade over Pat Bryant. He's probably still an upgrade over Marvin Mims. All the guy does is make plays after plays. Isn't that what we want, right? Don't we want a wide receiver that Bo Nix can trust, that in a big game and in big spots, he can go to a wide receiver? Now, here's the thing. I don't think he should be our prized target in the wide receiver room and say, okay, we just got Mike Evans. If you're going to give me Mike Evans and a Jalen Waddle, and I'm going to pair that now with Sutton, and now we're talking. Right? Again, he is 32 years old, coming off of 2 injuries, a collarbone and a hamstring. So, what is his health like? And he's 32 years old, right? I'm not going to give him $15 to $20 to $25 million, especially like for a 2 or 3 year deal. Would I take him on the team? Yes. Again, he might be better than everything we got in the wide receiver room. That's not disrespect to Courtland Sutton, but they're relatively even players. But to help Courtland Sutton out, would I take him? Yeah. So, again, I want to see what it is, but I'm not doing this like first day. I'm not doing this first day. Again, I'm Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Let's see, can we do something there? Can we trade there? Can we make, can we do anything in free agency in some of those players? Now that's gone. Stuff, Pickens, that's off the table. Now I'll move to Mike Evans, because Mike Evans is still an upgrade to our wide receiver room. And what do we want to do? What do I want to do? Is I want to upgrade the skill positions. We need to upgrade the skill positions. So Mike Evans is an upgrade. I'm not, I've said this. I banged the table for Cooper Kupp last year. Some people, he's old. He's not going to do this. He's washed up. Well, he didn't look washed up in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, right? We don't need a guy to come in, especially like a Mike Evans. I'm not looking him to come in and be Jamar Chase, right? I'm looking him to come in and just be better than Troy Franklin, be better than Pat Bryant. And he's going to do that. So again, I'm not making this my number one priority, and this is going to be my wide receiver one. But if I can pair him with the Jalen Waddle and do something like that, and now Sutton moves down and it's Sutton, Waddle, and Mike Evans, yeah, now I'm talking. Because again, we need weapons, right? We need weapons. I mean, it's just simple as that. Like, Bo does not have the weapons that a lot of these other teams do. So this offseason, hey, if I can get Mike Evans on a bargain deal, not as much as he is because he's coming off an injury and he's 32 years old, I'm all in. What do you guys think? Should the Broncos pursue Mike Evans? Let me know. And again, leave your comments and I will get to your comments just like I'm going to get to these 2 comments now. But please, I love interacting with you guys. Let's go. We'll get your comments on air, your reaction, my reaction. So let's hit today's comments. And this is from David Oliver, 1642. And he was talking about yesterday when I was mentioning Dallas Goedert as an option at the tight end spot. He's saying you would do better with Cade Otton, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end. I don't know if I want to use the words do better. I think Dallas Goedert is a better player than Otton. I wouldn't mind Otton because, again, Otton's better than, anybody besides Evan Ingram on our roster. I mean, you know what? You can probably say he's better than Evan Ingram or he's close to Evan Ingram. But I would still take Goddard. I wouldn't be against Otton. Again, I need the running back, the wide receiver, and the tight end room to drastically improve with the talent. So I'm for that, David. You want to say Otton instead of Goddard, and maybe he's a little less money. I'm all for it. Let's just upgrade this tight end room. And my second comment is from, I'm going to read it. It's a little longer. This is from Jed, 6267. And he says, I feel like we're wanting too much talent upgrades. You can't have it all, especially not when you only have 30 to 40 million in cap space. We're only going to be able to significantly upgrade one position. I'm going running back. Move on from J.K. Dobbins. He literally has not completed a full NFL season without a major injury that leaves his team up the creek without a paddle. Go get Travis Etienne. Thank you for your comment, Jed. And I guess I agree and disagree with you. You know, running back would 100% be my first priority too, because we need an RB1. So if you want Travis Etienne, I'll co-sign for that. I like that. I told you, Brees Hall, Travis Etienne, Algier. But you like Etienne? I'll take Travis Etienne. But I disagree with you where you're saying like you can't have it all, right? And 30 to 40 million. Again, 30 to 40 million is just what we have available guaranteed right now. We just gave you 5-6 guys that we can restructure. So we could easily get to the 60 to 70 million dollar range if the Broncos want in cap space. And I do think we can do a little of all, right? Like, so let's just throw this out there. So just say we sign Travis Etienne. Okay, our running back room's fixed. We got our running back. We're all happy. Jed's happy. I'm happy. All Bronco country's happy. But now we go to that wide receiver room. Again, Jalen Waddle's not available. Justin Jefferson's not available. We can't go get A.J. Brown. Pickens is off the board. Tyreek Hill, a little older, coming off an injury. He might go back to Kansas City or wherever he goes. If we did get Mike Evans, that's not an upgrade to our room. How about a Shaheed from Seattle? That's an upgrade for our room. How about an Alec Pierce from Indianapolis? Total upgrade to our room. So I disagree where we can't do that. 100% we can get an ETN and a Mike Evans and an Alec Pierce. Right now you look at the tight end room. Again, all these tight ends are not going to command $10 and $15 million. You're talking about a Njoku, right? Goddard, Otten, right? Like what's Otten gonna, $6 million a year, $7 million a year? We're saying Goddard's gonna go 9 to 11, and Goddard's top of the line of the tight ends. So Otten's definitely a step down. So $6 million, $7 million. Why can't we do that? So I disagree with that. I think we 100% can upgrade wide receiver, tight end, and running back. And I'm with you. I want running back first and foremost. And again, we still got the draft. You're still able to, hey, if I need to get a tight end, we keep talking about a Sadiq. We're talking about the kid from Ohio State. We can do things. We can do more than one. So I 100% think, and I think the Broncos know, everybody knows, running back, wide receiver, tight end has to be upgraded for us to get on par with some of these other teams. Let Bo do his thing. Let our defense do their thing. And let's go win a damn Super Bowl. So, that's how I feel. I'm with you in the ATN, but I'm not with you that we can only upgrade one spot. I think we should do all three, and I think we're going to do all three, and we could do all three. So let's do all three. But again, thank you guys for the comments. Please comment in. I will get to your comments on other shows. But that's going to do it for another edition of Broncos Daily. Check back. Again, please subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you on another edition of Broncos Daily soon. Go Broncos.